Hi, everyone, and Merry Christmas. This is Brian Stewart, and I hope wherever you are today, whoever you are with, you are having a good day as we celebrate together the birth of Jesus Christ, the Messiah. This Advent season, we have been focusing on the 4 words of Advent: hope, peace, joy, and love. But specifically, we have been saying Jesus is our hope, Jesus is our peace, Jesus is our joy. Jesus is our love. You see, Jesus just doesn't give us these things. Like today we're receiving gifts and you get a gift. But Jesus actually is these things. He is our hope. He is peace. He is joy. And He is love. So on this day, I hope you take time to celebrate, remember, and get to know even in greater ways this the Messiah who is our hope, peace, joy, and love. The last candle of Advent is the middle one, which is the Christ candle. And the Christ candle symbolizes that Jesus is the light of the world. We read in the Gospel of John, John chapter 1 and verse 1, these words: "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning." So the Word is Jesus Christ. He's actually not only with God, but is God. And we discover in verse 14 that the Word is Jesus. The Word became flesh and made His dwelling among us. We have seen His glory, the glory of the one and only Son, who came from the Father, full of grace and truth. So Jesus Christ is the light of the world. He is the light of the world. It says in John 1 verse 4, "In Him, in Jesus, was life, and that life was the light of all mankind. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it." Jesus is the light of the world. It goes on to say in John 8, He is the light of the world. He just doesn't point us to light. He just doesn't show us the light, but He is the light. And Jesus came, it says, into a dark world. When Jesus was born 2,000 years ago, He came into a world that was dark, darkness of sin and war and injustices, full of death and pain and all these things, hatred. But Jesus came into the darkness, and those who receive Him, they actually come out of the darkness. We are transferred from the kingdom of darkness into the kingdom of light, into the kingdom of God's Son, Jesus Christ. How does one do that? Well, John 1:12 goes on to say, "Yet to all who received Him, to those who believe in His name, He gave the right to become children of God." So a person receives the light of Jesus Christ. They come into knowing Him by receiving Him and by believing in Him. And if that is true for you, if that's happened to you, you are actually a child of God. You are a sister of God. You are a daughter of God. You are a son of God. You are a child of God. Is that true for you on this Christmas day? That you have received Jesus Christ, the light of the world? If that's true, I hope sometime today on Christmas, you take time, whether by yourself or with your family, just to thank Jesus that He is our hope, He is our peace, He is our joy, He is our life, and He is our light. But it's interesting that Jesus is the light of the world, but He also calls us as His followers to be the light of the world. We are called to be the light of the world. And it may sound a bit confusing that, okay, I thought you said Jesus is the light of the world, and now we're the light of the world. But it's not, because we don't generate any light on our own. We simply reflect the light. It's sort of like the moon. If you look up at night and you see if it's a full moon and you can see the moon and it's shining, it's not generating any light of its own. It's not producing any light of its own. It's simply as what? It's reflecting the light of the sun. And in a similar way, we reflect the light of the sun. we as his followers reflect the light of the Son of Jesus Christ into a dark world, into a world that is stumbling in the dark, spiritually darkness. And we help people point people to Jesus. So at Christmas, remember, celebrate that Jesus is the light. If you've received him, if you believe in him, you no longer walk in darkness, and you never will for all eternity. But he calls us as his followers to let our light shine, and that would point people to Christ. Remember that old rhyme, twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Remember that? Well, you think about that. You know, in a sense, we are to shine like stars at night. And as people see us twinkling, as they see us shining in this dark world, wouldn't it be wonderful if people would stop and say, I wonder who you are. I wonder why you live the way you live. I wonder why you reflect love and care and compassion in this world. And we could simply point people to the true light, Jesus Christ, the light of the world. Have a Merry Christmas celebrating Jesus Christ, the Messiah, the true light of the world.
The world waits for a miracle. The heart longs for a little bit of hope. Oh, come, Emmanuel. A child prays for peace on earth, and she's calling out from a sea of hurt. Oh, come, Emmanuel. And can you hear the angels singing, glory to the light of the world, glory, the light of the world is here. The drought breaks with the tears of a mother. A baby's cry is the sound of love. Come down, Emmanuel. He is a song for the suffering. He is Messiah, the Prince of Peace has come. He has come, Emmanuel. Glory to the light of the world. Glory to the light of the world. Glory hope, oh come, Emmanuel.